Hello and welcome to Miniatures Rundown. I'm Joshua.
I'm Mitchell.
And today we're talking the first round of tactics for Necromunda, the core gang tactics.
No, I thought we were going to cover all 287 tactics.
Later. The core gang tactics of the most recent
core
book, which is the one with
that
all
cover.
friends on the cover. Not the core book before this.
Yes.
Even though, technically speaking, those tactics are also still viable.
Yeah. This book does confuse me a bit, so it doesn't explain gang tactics all that much. And the pages before and after definitely don't, because the page before is literally just artwork and blurb.
Yep.
And the page after is
Skills.
There's no explanation of tactics at all on this page. It's
Nope.
just here they are.
No, yeah. Games Workshop's wonderful book layout continues to amaze and devastate us.
But yeah, there's nowhere in this book where it says which tactics you should use. Like, these are the ones that are the newest ones. You should use these. It's just there are a lot. Here's how you use them.
It is one of the most poorly explained parts of Necromunda.
Yes.
So, we already talked about how tactics work in general. See last video. So what we're going to do today is talk about what we think the best tactics worth your time are.
Yes.
Now, just like with the weapons tier list, we are rating these internally against themselves.
Yes.
However, they're following, because all tactics are tactics and all tactics have the same opportunity cost, while we'll be splitting this video up, while we will be doing these tier lists one at a time to make sure that the tier list isn't 200 tactics all on one tier list, although that would be really funny.
It'd be really funny.
Our editor might kill us. Hi, Cody. All of these are on basically the same tier list, as opposed to our weapons. So really the idea is you'll be able to check a tactics based on its source and see whether it's S, A, B, C, D, or F tier. So a little different than our weapons, but still the same idea. What we're ranking the tactics on are how generally usable we think they are, regardless of what tactics selection method you're using.
Oh, yeah.
Because as we talked about last episode, there's multiple different ones, even by Games Workshop. There's our favorite one, which is build a deck of 18. Whenever you have to go and pick 2 tactics, draw 3, pick 2. But we don't think the selection method necessarily changes which tier these tactics are in.
I agree.
So that's how we're ranking them. Let's get on with it.
Yeah.
Let's start with... Do you want to start with the most obvious one?
Yes, it is also the first in the book. Click is S.
Click is S. Turn it off. Like
Sorry.
light
Wait,
switch.
hang on.
Just go click.
Sorry, it's named Click. ...
Click. It's a nifty Necromunda trick. We do it all the time.
You just got to keep going unless
Yeah,
I stop
sorry.
it. So basically, you play this after an enemy model shoots. We covered this in the last one, that it's pretty universal. That shoot basic action is followed immediately by an out of ammo.
Yes.
They just run out of ammo.
Not an ammo check.
No.
They are out of ammo as if they had rolled a failure
Yep.
on an ammo check. Which means if it's a scarce weapon,
Just gone.
gone.
One-shot weapon.
Yeah.
Well, one shot.
This turns every weapon into a 6-up ammo check weapon.
Yeah, basically.
And it turns every scarce weapon into a one-shot weapon.
Yes.
Click is S tier. It is one of the best tactics. Unless you are in a campaign where everybody is playing Corpse Grinder Cults.
Or just has plentiful weapons out the butt.
Sure, yeah, because Plentiful you can still reload without having to make a check. I recommend this be in your deck at least,
I agree.
no matter what you're doing, because it is just so universal. Obviously, best use cases are someone fires a heavy bolter at you. Click, you're out of ammo, and now you have to try and pass a 6's ammo check to retake it. Someone fires a plasma gun at you. Click, you're out of ammo. Oh, it's scarce. Well, that sucks.
It should be noted that this is enemy model, not fighter, so you can do this on vehicles.
Yes,
it's
you
even
can.
better.
Which is, I believe, is a word change from the most recent. Sorry. Which I believe is a word change from the previous version of the core book where it said enemy fighter or enemy model, because vehicles didn't exist yet.
Vehicles didn't exist.
So you can do this on a vehicle, and some vehicles don't have really good weapons. So click is S tier. Bing! Next up is Lucky Find.
The exact opposite of click. Use this gang tactic when an activating model with at least one weapon out of ammo, you automatically reload with no ammo test required. It's the exact opposite. When you're out of ammo, you use this and you auto-reload.
But you still can't use this on a scarce weapon?
Correct.
And for that reason, I think this one goes into... It's between A and B for me.
I think B.
Yeah, so this is obviously very good on bad ammo check, but non-scarce weapons.
Yeah,
so
so-
bolters.
Yeah, lots of bolters. Grenade launchers have 5-ups. So it's useful in the right situation. And obviously your mileage may vary, but depending on the gang build.
Right. Yeah, all of these we're kind of thinking of in the situation in which they're good.
Yes.
Because obviously click is useless against corpse grinder cults. That does not affect the fact that it's an S tier tactic.
Exactly.
Because you can choose almost all of these in some points. All right. Suppressing fire.
Suppressing fire. Play this card after a friendly model fails to hit with a shoot basic action. The target of the shoot action is placed prone and pinned. So basically, it's good.
Yes. This is what you take against corpse grinder cults instead of click.
Yes.
Because there is no chance to ignore that.
So suppressing fire, the way it's worded is it is after you fail to hit with a shoot basic action and nerves of steel is when you are hit by a ranged
So
basic action.
this bypasses nerves of steel.
Yep.
It bypasses anything that would basically let you not be prone and pinned.
Yeah.
Unless you are for example, a chaos spawn who can never be prone and pinned.
Yeah.
And this does not bypass things like the corpse grinder mask would stop you from even being shot
Being shot at, yeah.
at all. With that in mind, I say this is a tier because pin is incredibly good.
Pinned is incredibly good.
Yes.
Yeah, A tier. I was thinking it would be lower.
Yep. This lets you one of your bad people who can't shoot worth a crap
Yeah.
potentially do something really devastating, which is half the time in Necromunda you just want to pin somebody anyway.
Yeah. See, that's why I think it's only okay. I don't know about. It's probably low A.
Okay.
Just because pinned can be very good, or it could literally not affect your opponent at all.
This is true.
It's like if they're just going to stand up and shoot anyway, or yeah, they lose an action. I don't know. Like for a melee model, pinned is devastating.
Yes.
For a ranged model, it's like half the time it does nothing.
Maybe because if they have to stand up and shoot, they still can't aim.
Yeah, but if you're a shooting model, you're hitting on 2s because you've increased their weapon skill to 2 or ballistic skill to 2.
That's in a super ideal thing, and that's assuming no cover.
I'm just saying, I don't think this is as good as you think it is.
I think pinned on demand is very good.
Once per game.
Yeah, I think that's very good.
I don't think it's
Also, high B,
high B, low A.
low A. All right. We'll go to the other side, so I'll read one. Give it time. Battle Madness. Play this gang tactic instead of activating a model. Choose a broken fighter belonging to either gang. If they are standing and active, they immediately make a range attack against the closest model, friend or foe, that they can see. If they are standing and engaged, they may immediately perform a fight, basic, against a random fighter that they are engaged with. So they have to be broken.
Yep.
If you break, you run away.
Yes. Immediately.
So you're usually in a bad spot.
Yes. And like literally one of the points of being broken is out of line of sight of enemy models.
Right. Now, that being said, that means that this is good for shooting models you break because they're more likely to be in line of sight of friendlies.
That's true.
And often you want your friendlies to be near broken models because that helps them regain their nerve.
It does.
That being said, the number of times that I've actually seen a model break
Yeah.
is
Pretty low.
pretty low. This also costs you an activation.
Yeah, it is instead of activating
Which
a model.
can be actually be a powerful thing because
It can.
that can let you delay activation. For that reason, I think this goes in C tier.
Yeah.
That's kind of our niche but powerful tier, right?
Yeah. The fact that it can be super like, oh, your Melta-gun ran next to your leader. How about he shoots the closest guy?
Right. The thing is that the overlap between models who are good at killing things and models who aren't going to break is high.
That's true.
That's why I don't think this is higher.
That's fair.
All right. Next one, Beastler.
Beast Lure. Play this gang tactic when activating a friendly fighter, not instead of.
Salty?
Yes. For the remainder of this turn, the fighter may perform the Beast Lure basic action. Basic, place a Beast layer marker within 3 inches of this fighter and then move them up to D6 inches. It should be noted that Beast Lures trigger if you end their activation within 6. So roll average or get potentially hit.
And a beast lure is the thing that it's a beast marker,
Yeah.
beast layer.
Beast layer.
Yeah, layer versus lure.
Beast Lure
Yeah.
places the Beast Layer.
Yeah. God, I hate this. That's a little tentacle coming out of a grate.
Yeah.
And what it does is it triggers a hit.
Yeah, so you roll a dice, a 6 automatically happens, and you have to roll basically the number of inches that you are away from it. That is the roll to get it. If you're right next to it, it happens.
it's not, the Beast Slayers are not terribly powerful.
No, they're like 1 attack on a 4, but it's
Yeah.
like strength 6 AP 2 2
Yeah,
damage.
yeah, it's strength 6, AP 2, 2 damage, which is really good.
Yeah.
It's not super powerful. I don't know. The fact that you can smack yourself with this is a worse incendiary grenade
Oh yeah.
that costs a tactic.
I could see like placing it on an objective that you don't need to be near.
That's what it's good. It also lasts infinitely.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can't destroy a Beast Slayer.
That's true. Well, you can attack it, but it's like 3 wounds on toughness 6 or something.
Oh yeah, I
stupid.
forgot about that. Yeah,
Yeah.
God.
It is hard to take out. But the I could see putting it on something that you don't need to be near, but your opponent does, and I
Right.
feel like those are few and far between.
Yes.
So I would probably go D.
I was gonna go low C or high D, so
Okay.
we'll put this on D, high D. I think it's not bad. I'd rather have Battle Madness.
I've definitely taken it before.
Yeah. If you need to, this is also a lot better in Zone Mortalis, where you can choke point off things.
Where you could block off like an entire hallway with it.
I kind of want to put it in low C for that reason.
That's fair. That's fair.
I think behind
It's
Battle
worse
Madness.
in the Ash Waste, better in Zone.
Yeah, in
Mortalis.
Ash Waste, this thing's useless.
Yeah.
Well, unless you put it in like the entrance to a doorway that they really want
That's
to
true.
get
That's
in.
true.
All right. Having a bad day.
Yeah.
You had a bad day.
DMCA.
Your DMCA. Play this gang tactic at the start of the first round before rolling for priority, so don't forget it. Choose an enemy leader or champion. For the duration of this battle, any cool tests made by enemy models while within 3 inches of the chosen fighter are made with a -2 modifier. So this basically makes your enemy leader or champion have a 3-inch round bubble, so 6-inch bubble of giving -2 cool to their friends, which is
Yeah.
actually not terrible.
It's not terrible, but the fact that you have to do it at the first round means that it is play aroundable.
Yeah, but having your leader, especially, or your champion, never be by people without punishing them
That's
is
true.
not something you can like just go, oh, I'll play around it, like because it always prevents you doing something that most gangs want to do.
At least it's cool and not one of the useless ones.
Yeah,
The only reason, so basically, cool is used for 2 things. It is used for priority shooting,
yes,
which they can be more than 3 inches away
Yep.
and just shoot. It is also good for not running away at the end of a game if you've bottled.
yes.
But does it give it to themselves?
Well, it's enemy models while within 3 inches of the chosen fighter. A model is always within 3 inches of itself.
So yes.
yes.
That's actually not that bad then.
That's why.
Okay,
that's
okay.
yeah. I think
I like
that's
that a
why-
little better now.
So but this is giving your enemy opponent -2 cool.
Yes, which is very even on like some of the best cool in the game, -2 is a big deal.
That's why I think this is low B.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
The fact that he gives it to themselves is
Yeah,
the
that's-
change
I think
for me.
otherwise it would be
Yeah.
because cool is for nerf tests and shooting priority
Yep.
and some other things.
The reason
but-
I was going to say is because the leaders and champions have the auto pass. If they pass, everybody passes.
Yes.
So if you're more than 3 but less than their aura, but if they give it to themselves, they could just run.
right, and that means they have a way worse chance of auto passing.
Yes.
So yeah, -2 cool, not bad. All right, burst of courage.
Burst of Courage. Play this gang tactic when you make a cool test for a model before rolling the dice. For the duration of the round, the model passes any cool test that they're required to make. No dice are rolled. This is the opposite of the one you just read.
Well, not exactly the opposite.
I know.
But I think this is A tier because you can play this to automatically pass the cool check on your leader in a critical moment.
Yeah, I think if you are prone to bottling, that is significantly better.
Yeah.
If you're like, Khador and you have 12 models on the board every game, maybe not. But yeah, the auto passing a cool check at a critical moment, very strong.
Yes. Yeah. So I like that a lot. Trusty backup. Play this gang tactic when activating a friendly fighter. For the duration of the battle, the fighter is considered to have an additional stub gun. You could just give them a stub gun for 5 credits.
It is an entire gang tactic for 5 credits.
It's an F.
It's
I
an
would
F.
never take this.
It's really bad.
I would never take this. Ever.
Yeah, I can't. Even if that was an auto gun, I would be like,
I mean, I don't know if you want to give a stub gun to your corpse grinder cult leader or something.
yeah, because you can't equip them, but I guess they have, with their 5-up.
Call the
weapon
ambulance,
skill.
but not for me.
Yeah, I hate that one. That one's
Yeah, I don't like that one. All right. Deadlock.
Deadlock. Play this gang tactic at the start of any round before rolling for priority. Choose a closed door anywhere on the battlefield. For the duration of this round, the door cannot be opened by any method.
So, obviously, this is very, very niche, but we're thinking
Yes,
within the niche.
within the niche.
And within the niche, I think this is a solid low B, high C.
Yes. This is, I I am imagining a situation where you prevent your opponent from fully winning the game.
Yeah, or prevent them from leaving, or prevent them from getting in. A full round of you can't go through here can win you games. I think this is below have a bad day. Maybe actually above have a bad day.
I think this one is less niche.
That's very true. Obviously, this is completely useless if you're playing on a board that doesn't have doors.
Yeah. So have doors.
Yeah.
I'm going to be real with you. I can't tell you the last time I played with a door.
We don't play with doors enough, I'm going to be honest. I want to more. We got into Necromunda when the Ash Wastes roll around, but we're changing that. Proper preparation. Play this gang tactic before either player deploys their gang. Don't forget. One friendly fighter's weapons all gain the plentiful trait unless they already have the scarce trait, in which case they lose the scarce trait. Not bad if you have a big shooter or a big puncher on whom you are relying to get stuff done.
Yeah. So put this on even just a bolter.
Yes.
Like even just a normal bolter having plentiful on your 6 of ammo save, or losing scarce on a plasma gun. Like this thing is amazing. I'm gonna say A on this thing.
Losing scarce on a las cutter.
Ooh. Oh, I forgot about that because it doesn't say. Ooh.
Yeah.
I like that.
Because it's just any weapon.
It's all weapons.
Yes, all weapons. So I think this is A tier.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, that is very good. Just scarce is a very limiting factor on weapons, just in general. There's lots of good weapons that are balanced by having scarce.
Exactly what I was going to say.
And this just goes, lol, nah.
No, I'm not scarce.
Better than Ammo Jack.
Yes.
Adrenaline Surge.
Play this gang tactic when Play this gang tactic when activating a friendly fighter. The fighter may perform an additional action. This activation S tier.
S tier. Absolutely S tier.
It's amazing.
I don't know if this is better or worse than Click, but
I think it's better than Click. It is so universally good. I cannot imagine myself not taking it other than nerfing myself.
Charge and shoot.
Yep.
Charge, kill a guy, shoot.
Move and then charge.
Right. Get up and then charge.
Yes.
Get up, aim, and shoot.
Move, aim, shoot. It's the possibilities are literally endless. Perfect.
Yeah, Adrenaline Surge is one of the best tactics in the game.
Yes.
For everybody. It's universally good. It's good on vehicles. It's good on people. It's always good. Save it for when you really need it. This is one of the ones that, like Click, I don't think... This is one of the reasons why I think you should have some kind of randomization.
Yep.
Because this being in every game where everybody knows you always have it is A, frustrating.
Yeah.
And B, I've won games pulling this out of my hat.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, I've just gone, and, you thought you were safe? No.
Yep.
Mr. Snake is now going to move 18 inches into combat and eat you.
Or, oh no, you pinned my corpse grinder cult leader. How about I stand up and charge you anyway?
Yeah, and then you're like, oh god. And it makes for great moments, even when you're on the receiving end of it. So yeah, absolutely. Adrenaline Surge is one of the best.
Yeah.
And then you have Lucky Low Stick Case. So don't smoke, kids. It's bad for you. Yeah. Play this gang tactic after a friendly fighter has failed an armor save. The fighter may re-roll the failed armor save, treating the AP of the hit as dash. Not bad.
It is. I like this a lot, actually.
Because keep in mind that even if somebody has AP 4, and that completely negates your armor save, you technically still roll one. You just can't roll a 7. Yeah. You can go, so you have that melty gun that hit me with AP 4. Oh, my 3-up armor save doesn't normally work. Unless it does. Because my lucky cigarette case blocked your melt a shot. Oh, thank you, Dara. I mean, good news, the cigarettes are pretty lit.
Yeah, they're pretty lit. Yeah, this one's great.
I think this is A tier.
Yep, I was going to say I don't think it's S. I don't think it's
that
good.
Because it obviously... Yeah, but it's really good on the people who have good armor, who are usually your really good people who you really don't want to fail a save.
Yeah, and this gets better the longer in the campaign you go.
And the scarier your opponent is, this is better. Which is, I always love this.
Yep. I don't take this enough, I'll tell you.
No, me neither. Because I always like, just don't fail saves, bro.
Yeah,
don't fail saves.
If it was just reroll an armor save, this would be like, whatever. But treat it as AP nothing. So good.
Desperate effort.
Play this gang tactic if it is your turn to activate a model and none of your models have ready markers. Pick a friendly fighter and activate them as if they had a ready marker. At the end of their activation, they are automatically prone and pinned.
S.
Also very good. Right up there with Adrenaline Surge.
I think it's worse than Click and Adrenaline Surge because it actually has a downside.
It does have a downside, and also you can only play it if it is your turn to activate and you're done activating.
Yes.
Unlike Adrenaline Surge, where you can just play whenever you want.
But this is another one where I've won games.
Yep.
Because like, oh yeah, you often want to save your like leader to go last or something like that to study the board. This is I go last and then I go again.
Yeah.
Double taps on shooting, double charges, double moves to get out of dodge, run away with an objective.
Adrenaline Surge is +1 action. This is +2 actions.
And prone and pin is a downside, but sometimes it gets you out of trouble.
It's true. Sometimes it's an upside.
it stops you from getting shot.
If you're Escher, just have spring up anyway.
Oh yeah. Oh, this is where I learned to love this tactic is
so
having
good.
spring up and going. I get knocked down, and I get up again.
And then I charge you in the face.
Yeah, exactly. Just boing, boing, boing. Yeah, Desperate Effort is really great.
Yes.
Reaction Fire. Play this gang tactic when an enemy model activates before they perform any actions, so don't forget. A friendly fighter may immediately perform a shoot basic action targeting the enemy model. This does not remove their ready marker if they have one. So this is Overwatch, but better, but in a tactic.
Yes.
And for that reason, it's A tier.
Yeah. I'm actually surprised how many of these are really strong.
Yeah, no, a lot of the bad tactics are later.
Yeah. Which is crazy because we're going from both ends, but
Right, yeah. No, I mean later in the other
Oh,
tactics.
yeah.
As they get a lot of the bad tactics are in ganks.
yeah.
A lot of the core tactics also these have been cleaned up.
That's true.
A lot of
There
the
used
other
to be-
book core tactics, which we will get to sometime.
Yeah, eventually when I dust off my old core rulebook.
Yeah, I think I still have it. What else was I going to do with it?
Sell it.
Oh yeah, sure. All the people playing. Anyway, yeah, it's great. It's Overwatch. Lets you now. It doesn't make their activation end if you hit them on like
Right.
Overwatch, but if you kill them, that counts.
Yeah, I mean, it does end their activation if they die.
Or if you pin them, they have to then spend something
Yeah.
to get up. So
It is before any actions, so
yes,
you
you don't get to pick.
Nope.
But yeah, I like this one a lot.
It is very good.
Combat drugs.
Combat drugs.
Speaking of Escher.
Play this gang tactic when activating a friendly fighter. For the duration of the round, increase the fighter's attacks characteristic by D3. However, should this roll be a natural 6, the fighter suffers a flesh wound and they're at the end of their activation, not when their activation ends. This is the same thing.
I think it's a B. This can really help.
Yes, it can be good. I don't like that it's only D3, but I guess I'm being a little greedy.
Hey, giving someone who has one attack at least 2 attacks is good, and up to 4.
Yeah,
Like 4 attacks is scary
Yeah.
on almost anybody.
true.
Yeah, I think this is a solid B.
Yeah, I think so. It's super strong, but has its downside. Basically, the only reason you wouldn't take this is like your Vansar or like I don't know.
This is one of those ones where you'd probably only spend it on somebody who has a chance to kill
Yeah,
in melee, but very often people who have the chance to kill don't need this.
true. It's kind of overkill at that point.
But not always. Sometimes you just like really want to, or if you're attacking multiple models.
True.
It's
Split it up.
Yeah. All right. Last gasp. This is what I think it is. This is a great one. Play this gang tactic when a friendly fighter is taken out of action. Before the fighter is removed from play, they may perform either a free shoot or fight basic action. This is a good one.
This is a good one.
It's a consolation prize one, but I've ruined people's days with this. I think this is very high B.
I mean, you're
Or
gonna go out
low-
of action anyway.
Or low A. I'm not sure.
I think high B.
Okay. Yeah, because it is something you only use when you've lost a guy, which sucks.
Yeah, it is. You're right. Consolation prize. You're gonna have to lose somebody that it matters that they fight. Like
Right. But keep in mind, a fight action is with all your attacks.
Yes.
So this is a great thing to use where, my guy who is a glass cannon, my corpse grinder leader, he got killed in melee by the M-bot. Punch.
Yeah.
Or, you killed my Vansar champion with a las cannon. Great shot. I'm going to now shoot you.
Yeah.
Now, keep in mind, all the normal rules apply. So if you're stuck in melee, you can't shoot.
Yeah.
You can't fight, obviously, if you can't fight. It doesn't change any of those surrounding rules. You just get a free action.
Up next is you.
Dun, 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 dun,
Play this. It is you with an exclamation point.
Yes.
I don't know why they did that.
You.
Play this gang tactic when activating a friendly fighter. Choose an enemy model within line of sight of this fighter. For the duration of the battle, any attacks made by this fighter against the chosen enemy model apply a +1 modifier to wound rolls. Until the enemy model has been taken out of action or wrecked, vehicles, this fighter may not attack any other model. So
That last downside,
that is bad.
because if you pick your champion or your leader, you really want to do double duty.
Yeah.
This is only very rarely good. +1 to wound is incredibly powerful.
So I think this is the best against vehicles.
Yes.
Vehicles are significantly harder to hide, and +1 to wound is very, very good against vehicles.
Yeah. It turns even something wounding on a 5 on a ridge hauler to wounding on a 4.
Yeah.
You often have guys who are specialized to attack vehicles anyway.
True.
I will say there are 2 use cases for this.
Okay.
Number 1, vehicles. Number 2, guided missiles, by which I mean things like your Delak Nacht Ghouls, who are going to deploy where they want to deploy and have a very good chance of getting to who they want to get to without interruption.
Yeah, ASAP.
Right. If you have one of those, this gets a lot better because if your opponent has to run interference and disrupt their other plans, you've still accomplished something. But very often, putting this on a guy who has a really great weapon, unless you are sure you're going to be able to kill that enemy fast, this is a waste of your time.
Yeah, I agree. So situationally very strong, but also very situational.
So I think C.
Yeah.
No D's yet. Blood Debt, which is a terrible movie with a wonderful ending that I'll show you later.
Please don't.
No, you should watch it. It's great. Blood Debt. Actually, the movie's called Blood Debts, but whatever. Blood Debt. Play this gang tactic when a friendly fighter is taken out of action by an enemy fighter's action. For the rest of the battle, all friendly models apply a +1 bonus to hit when targeting the enemy fighter. This is great because your opponent's good champion or leader with a gun kills one of your chaff. Blood Debt.
Yeah, +1 to hit them for the rest of the game.
Yeah, I think this is a solid B.
Yeah, I like it. And it's not like they're not going to kill your stuff.
It might be A because of how usable and good this is.
That's true. It's +1 to hit.
B because you do have to lose somebody.
Yeah, but it could be chaff and not just anybody.
But it's like Last Gasp, where it is still something bad happening.
Yes, but what we talked about for Last Gasp is it has to be someone that you lose is relevant to shooting or fighting. I think it's above Last Gasp.
Okay, I still think high B. Do you think low A?
Yeah, sure, high B is fine.
It's good. Next up is Opening Volley.
Opening Volley. Play at the start of the first round before rolling for priority. Up to 3 friendly fighters may immediately perform the shoot basic action. Note that they may not perform this action if it would be a simple or double action for any reason. This one's bad. I don't like this one at all.
Not a simple or double action.
It says
so if you have I understand now.
If you have a heavy weapon.
Right.
I think this one's bad because it means that your opponent has to be in line of sight and shoot range before anyone moves at the start of the game.
Yes, which very rarely will someone allow that to happen.
Yes.
If this is very good against new people who don't know how to
deploy Necromunda. This is a pub stomper.
If you're using this, you're not playing with enough terrain.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what I think about this.
I think that for that reason it's D.
It is not literally useless.
Correct.
But it definitely...
There are also times when you can force this with things like, I don't know, because infiltrate you can't
be in line of sight. I mean, they can be in your line of sight. You just can't be in line of sight.
Sure. So you can
So again, situation.
You know when this is good? You have 3 guys with mole launchers.
That's true.
No, it's not.
I'll give this to Sean.
Or you have 3 guys with 5-inch pie plates because you don't have to target enemy models, right?
That's true. They just perform a shoot action.
Yeah, on the ground.
Yep. Thum, thum, thum.
-2, but you know.
Okay, that's why it's not an F.
Yeah, that's why it's not an F. It's very, very niche and not necessarily that powerful.
No.
Your opponent. This is A tier the first time you use it.
Yes.
And it goes down to D tier every subsequent time when your opponent knows that you have this in your deck or knows that you know about this.
Yeah. Also, keep in mind that if you're in the Ash Waste, there's a 98% chance that visibility is you can't even see each other.
I was going to say for Ash Waste Nomads, this goes up substantially because
that's
they
true.
have the ability to see farther than anybody else without possible repercussion.
That's true.
With Eyes of the Waste.
Now, I mean, they could just still be behind full
Sure,
cover.
Again, and that's still like full cover in the Ash Waste. What full cover in the Ash Waste?
True. It just makes it back into...
Yeah, I think this is high D or low C. I don't think it's awful, but it's not
I think it's pretty awful. I don't like it at all.
Next is Thundering Charge?
Sure.
Or was that from your side? Yeah, that was from your side. Okay.
Yeah, that was from my side.
Thundering Charge. Me after too much milk. Play this gang tactic when a friendly fighter activates. If the fighter performs a charge double action during this activation, instead of adding D3 inches to the distance moved, they may double their movement characteristic. This is another fantastic one. Is it S or is it A?
I think it's A because it's not useful for everyone.
Correct. Okay, I see that. But this is another one where you can arbitrarily extending your threat range
and
is always good, especially for melee folks.
I think this would have been extremely good if it was just a D6 instead of a D3, but instead you just don't roll at all. It's just double.
So if you have, for example, a Sump Beast who's moving 8 inches.
Yeah. or like an Escher leader that's speed 7.
Right.
Or
Yeah, 14-inch Escher Lady.
terrifying.
Terrifying. Anyway, no, this is a wonderful tactic.
Yes, I love
This is a fantastic tactic. I've used it to wonderful extent. It's good on everybody who has any kind of melee threat range because it gets you places they didn't realize you can go.
Yep.
All right, next up is forward planning.
Forward planning. Play this tactic at the start of the first round before rolling for priority. Don't forget. Choose up.
I say that because I always
Me too.
forget.
Choose up to 3 friendly fighters that may immediately perform a move simple action. I think this is better than Desperate Effort.
Yeah.
Not Desperate Effort, the other one.
Oh.
Opening Volley. Opening Volley.
Oh yeah.
Like being able to get some extra movement at the very beginning of the game.
And it's just a normal move.
Just a normal move.
I think it's just a solid C, a
Yes.
high C or a low B.
It is literally always useful, but not super powerful.
Yes. I think that's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
This is never bad.
Yep. This is actually really good if you do have infiltrators.
Yes.
'Cause then you can infiltrate out of line of sight and then move in.
Gonna get you.
It is before rolling for priorities,
Yes,
so keep that in mind.
which is why it's not high B.
Yeah.
All right. Next is chain attack. Play this gang tactic after a friendly fighter has taken an enemy fighter out of action with a melee attack. The fighter may immediately perform a free charge double action, moving d6 inches instead of movement characteristic plus d3. This is potentially incredibly powerful, but random charge movement, completely random, is
fully random charge movement, and you have to take something out of action
which
in
is
melee.
for your target audience is not hard.
True, because you can pick.
This is a great way to get through chaff, but
Yes.
that d6 inch charge is why I think this goes into C.
Yeah, and I also feel like it's a little bit win more. Like you already took somebody out, go to take somebody else out.
Sure, but that's often the best tactics in Necromunda, let's be honest.
That's true.
I mean,
Yeah, I like C.
yeah. Just because of the d6 inch charge.
Next up is Grenade Bouquet.
Bouquet.
Bouquet?
Bouquet.
Is that how I pronounce it? Bouquet?
Bouquet.
Play this gang tactic when a friendly fighter makes an attack with a weapon with the Grenade and Blast X traits.
Okay.
The fighter makes 3 attacks instead of 1, though each of those attacks will automatically miss and scatter. After all 3 attacks have been resolved, the grenades automatically run out of ammo.
Yep. So
Eh?
grenade attack that automatically is basically threat saturation.
Yeah.
Like target rich environment. You're trying to throw something and you're betting that between all 3 of these you'll hit something.
Yeah.
It's okay. Your opponent has to be tightly clumped. I mean, with a 5-inch grenade like an incendiary grenade, this is
Yes.
terrifying because you could carpet bomb something.
Yeah, you could also carpet bomb yourself.
They could all. Well, if you're far enough away, it's not going to scatter back to you. Yeah. But well, I mean, if you have a 9-inch throw,
That's true.
It's not going to scatter back to you. True. Very rarely, anyway. But on the other hand, I think this
Auto
is,
missing, auto running out of ammo, and you have to have a grenade with the blast trait.
because they all could just scatter the same direction.
Yeah. Like, yes, it is unlikely. You'll probably get some.
The flip side is they could all scatter 1 inch,
Yeah.
and then all hit your target, which is incredibly powerful.
It's high variance.
Yes, high variance. I think this is a B.
Okay.
With the right explosive grenade.
That's true.
By which I basically mean incendiaries.
It has to be 5-inch.
Yes.
If it's not 5-inch, don't do it. And there are some good 5-inch grenades.
Yes.
Incendiary is just the most common one.
Right. Look at our grenade tier list for I think this is a kind of a high B.
High B?
Mid B.
Mid B? Sure.
Group tactics. Play this gang tactic instead of activating a model. Activate up to 3 friendly fighters in turn. Each fighter must perform the same actions. So, this is not necessarily as bad as it sounds because if 3 different fighters do move and shoot,
Yep.
that's probably what you were going to do anyway.
Yeah.
If you're playing an all melee team, 3 fighters doing move and charge can be incredibly powerful.
Oh, they can't move a charge.
Or sorry,
Just charge.
Just charge.
Like, do this, you set up 3 charges, you go first, you just charge with all of them?
This is like group activating, where group activating is not always good. Sometimes it can actually be bad for you. And for that reason, I think this goes into C.
Okay. It is, again, situationally extremely powerful. Situationally does nothing.
Right. Or doesn't, or can make
Yeah.
it worse.
Or can make it worse.
Beast repellent.
Mr. Pound's over to your side.
Oh, okay. You want me to read it? Or?
No, I can read it. Play this gang tactic when activating a friendly fighter. For the duration of this fighter's activation, they do not risk rousing the beast regardless of how close they are to the beast's lair.
This is incredibly niche. I'm going D tier. This is more niche than opening volley.
That's borderline F. Because Like,
Imagine if somebody played Beast Layer and you played that.
no.
Uno reverse.
Yes, it is like,
This is high F, low D in my opinion.
yeah, high F floaty. It could be useful.
Yeah, like there's times where this could save your bacon.
Yeah, but or you could just walk away from it.
Hey, there's sometimes when you can't. Scenarios. I'm thinking that. All right, reload! Reloading! Play this gang tactic at the start of any end phase. Every friendly fighter may perform an immediate free reload simple action. You know, this is one where I'm never sad to get this card, like when we do our random draw style.
Yeah.
But I'm also never super pumped. So I think this is a mid-C.
Yeah.
It's just your entire team reloads.
Yeah.
Usually what this means is that the one guy on your team who's out of ammo reloads.
Yes.
It's very rare I've ever reloaded
Yeah.
with more than one person in this tactic.
90% chance, like, you have to have multiple items out of ammo and have a chance to reload them.
But
I don't.
if you have even one guy who's out of ammo and can reload, this is a free reload action that can save some.
That's
stuff.
true. It is a free action.
I think this is C.
Yeah, I like C.
And that's it for the core book gang tactics.
Mm-hmm.
Let us know what you think, whether you agree with our placements. If you have alternate uses for these, I mean, we're not going to go back and change them, but we'll consider it next time.
This is right.
No, the reality is that, like weapons, all of this really does depend on your local meta.
Yes.
If nobody around you plays melee games, then...
If every single person has Beast Lure, just take Beast Repellent.
Right, yeah. That's,
It's easy.
Shades of magic in the background. Do you have removal?
Yeah.
Beast lure removal. All right. Let us know what you think of our tier list here, and whether there's use cases we don't have, or if you think we're overrating Adrenaline Surge or Click or something like that.
Or we're underrating Trusty Backup.
We're not underrating, just pick up. And we will see you next time with a discussion of the next round of tactics, which I think is going to be...
So Underdog is an option, but they don't build like normal ones. So that's
Right.
that's a maybe.
Right. We'll see you when we get there.
We'll see.
Until then...
Bye.